welcome to my session. Now we are going to see the topic called calibration and validation of models. So this is under model number 5, verification and validation of simulation models. So we'll see the difference between the validation and calibration. So validation is nothing but we are going to compare this with the real system and to its behavior, and calibration is nothing but if we are going to use the iterative process and we are going to compare with the real system. If it is not valid, again we are going to iteratively, repeatedly we are going to test again and again to get the proper thing, proper validation. So now we will see the verification and validation, how it is going to happening in this. So this is this process, although they are conceptually different and usually they are conducted simultaneously by the modeler, and here the process of developing travel models is commonly called the calibration. So given the basic form of a travel forecasting model such as gravity model or logic model, so this involves estimating the value of various constants and parameters in the model structure. For this reason, the model development effort is sometimes termed the estimation. So this is the overall process of comparing the model and its behavior to the real system and its behavior. And calibration is the iterative process of comparing the model to the real system, and estimating model coefficients and constants is usually done by solving the model equation for the parameters, and here we are going to make adjustments to the model, comparing again and again. So comparison of the model to the real system. And subjective test, people who are knowledgeable about the system, we can say. And here objective test, we do have two tests. One is subjective test and objective test. So subjective test is nothing but people who have knowledge about the system, and objective test is nothing but it requires data on the real system behavior and output of the model. So as an aid in validation process, we have the Naylor and Finger formulated three-step approach, which is widely discussed here. The first thing is building a model, validating a model, and compare the model with the input and output transactions. So such an effort is commonly accomplished with specified statistical computer program designed for such purposes. So this calibration can be accomplished by using the value of constants and parameters from models estimated for another location which is similar to the area, and it is referred as importing model parameters and should be employed by the experienced programmers. So often satisfactory, here we have all the models have been obtained. The models must be checked to assure that they adequately perform the functions for which they are intended. So that is it should be accurately estimate the traffic volumes on transit and roadways, and verifying a calibrated model in this manner is commonly called the validation. The validation process establishes the creditability of the model by demonstrating its ability to replicate the actual traffic patterns. So here the main thing we need to understand is a three-step approach which is being considered. One is building a model with a high face validity. We already know that what is face validity is nothing but if anything is happening opposite or adjacent way, then it is going to reject at any cost. And then building a model with a high face validity and validate the model assumptions and compare the model input and output transformations to corresponding input and output transformations for the real system. So now validating the models requires comparing traffic estimated by the model to the observed traffic on the roadway and transit the system. So initial comparison is like interchanging between the things. Okay, so we are going to compare with the real system. So here we are going to the initial process, and if we this is the calibration, we can say this is the first revision model and there is a second revision model. When it is a revision, there is an iterative process over here. First thing is we are going to compare model to the reality, and then compare the revised model to the reality, and then again compare the second revision to the reality. So again and again we are going to compare. So this is called the calibration. So face validity. Now we will see the face validity. The first goal of simulation modeler is to construct a model which appears reasonable on its face to model the users and others who are having a knowledge about the real system being simulated. The user of a model should be involved in model construction from its conceptualization to its implementation to ensure that a high degree of realism is built into model through reasonable assumptions regarding system structure and reliable data. So another advantage of user involvement is an increase in models perceived validity or creditability without any manager who is not willing to trust the simulation results as the basis of decision making. So simulation is nothing but we have the decision making things in the concept. So sensitivity analysis, we already discussed the sensitivity analysis can also be used to check the model's face validity. And the model user is asked if the model behaves in the expected way when one or more input variables is changed. For example, if input variables, if you are applying to the measure of performance, then we'll be getting the output. If you want to modify the input variables, automatically what will happen, the output variables also will change. The same manner will be getting the output. So based on the experience and observations on the real system, the model user and model builder would probably have some notions at least of the direction of change in model output when an input variable is increased or decreased. The model builder must attempt to choose the most critical input variables for testing. If it is too expensive or time consuming, it should vary all the input variables as it is. And validation of the model assumptions. So we have a model assumptions and structural assumptions, and there is an example over here. So these model assumptions fall in two general classes. One is structural assumptions and data assumptions. So structural assumptions is nothing but it's involving the questions of how the system operates, and usually involve simplification and abstractions of the reality. Like for example, if a customer queuing and serving facility in a bank, queuing in the sense we can say call center. So serving facility means that there is a bank, so customers may form one line, or they may be in an individual line for each teller. If there are many lines, so customers may be served strictly on the first come first serve basis, or some customers may change lines if one is moving faster. So it depends upon the queue behavior and queue discipline. If he don't want to stay in the queue, then he may go for some other line, and he may be waited for a long time to get into the queue. So the number of tellers may be fixed or variable. So these structural assumptions should be verified by the actual observation during appropriate time period, together with discussions with managers and tellers regarding bank policies and actual implementations of these policies. So data assumptions. So these should be based on the collection of reliable data and correct statistical analysis of the data.